All right. We are going to do some concept work because that's what I feel like doing today. Plus, it'll be good to get back into some Blind King artwork, and I need to do some design stuff as is. But I hope you've been well. I don't know how long I'm going to stream. Today was the first day getting back to work for me, so I'm a little bit tired. I had to get up a little early, relatively speaking. But things went pretty well, all things considered. Big thing I need to work on is twofold. The first of which is Blind's outfit. She's gonna have a new look here. 4th week of school? Yeah, we start a little bit later. And the other thing, so I actually need to figure out what her ears look like, because she's going to have shorter hair as well. Somewhat shorter hair. Dang, keep yourself busy, man. That's really cool. Funny enough, I never really did a whole lot of stuff like that when I was in school myself. I was never really into a whole lot of clubs or anything like that. I did band, but that was about it for me. Okay, so I'm trying to think as far as her outfit goes. She's out in the desert now. That's the idea. And she's wearing some fairly loose-fitting clothes because it's meant to protect her from the sun more than anything. And they aren't fitted for her. They're intended for the rook. That makes sense. Yeah, I suspect it's going to be kind of the same for me. When you don't have that structure, it's very difficult to know where to put your effort, I find. My do several iterations of her hair design. That eye isn't right. There we go. Believe it or not, this is blind. This is the main character from The Blind King. So she's going to look a little bit different in next chapter. And you'll see why and everything like that, but things are kind of changing for her. Oh, I'll also need to design her new mask as well. Yeah, you're right, Brunner. The laziness sickness, yeah. I think it comes down to momentum there, Kahuna, and kind of the expectation of your time. Well, I'll put it this way. Give it, I don't know. Which way is she facing? She's facing that one. Give it a few months, and you'll come back to it. And all those little things that you didn't notice before will start to pop out. But that's good, because that means you're growing. That's when you'll know the real quality of the work as well. Because ultimately, you know, things always will kind of decay in terms of quality, but it's when you look back on it and it's like, okay, I am seeing the flaws, I am seeing what's wrong with it, but I still like it, I still enjoy it. That's the key. That's what you should be looking for. Because that's kind of what that's very much how I look at The Blind King, because there's so much I can do with it. And I wish I did. In terms of establishing certain things in the story and everything like that, but I'm still quite happy with how things have turned out regardless. Technically she loses the shoes later, but we'll go with that. Pressure prevents you from having that quality. That is a factor for sure. And I guess that's, you know, when you're making a comic or whatever and you're trying to get it out quickly because you don't want to be spending the next decade on it. It's the same kind of thing. The quality does suffer a little bit, but it's more realistic. You make something in the end. Go for it, Kahuna. I'm curious. This is a story that's meant to be speculated and thought about. The friends we made along the way. Man, there's so many things. Like, there's so many jokes I want to make, but like, if I do, it's not that it'll give the story away, but it'll tip my hand too much. So even saying that is like a little bit risky, but I do like that. Ooh, that's an intriguing thought. In a, In a strange way, you're on the right track, I'll say, Kahuna. I'm okay with opening that up. I do like that idea. I'll say you're kind of barking up the wrong tree, but I do like the line of thinking. But yeah, in a strange sort of way, yes, but not as you would think. I'll tip this hand. The royalty, quote unquote, in this world, it doesn't work the way it does in our world. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll also say that it's not. This story isn't like it's not as much of a mystery as it kind of feels like. Yeah, my hope is that by the end of this chapter, you'll have a better picture of the world involved, and like kind of perhaps even who the Blind King is. I don't know if I'll tip that hand yet. But yeah, to tell the truth, I'll also kind of tip this out there. I'm a little bit nervous as I go forward with the story, because I don't want it to make it feel like, oh, there's whole thing, you know, behind that you haven't seen. is going to be this crazy reveal or anything like that. So I'll kind of like, I guess, tamper the expectation there, and say, like I said, it's a little bit more what you see is what you get than that. And there's a reason behind Blind's character being ambiguous that goes beyond just keeping her mysterious. When am I hoping to release it? Hopefully sometime in 2025, but we'll see. We'll see about that. That is boy, reading your comment again there, Kahuna, that is interesting. King who is both physically and emotionally blind in regards to his daughter or wife. You're on the right track. You're thinking in the right direction. Specifically that part. Truth be told, I don't... When I say that the story is experimental, it's the kind of experiment that, like, you do to find out if it'll work. That's the other reason I'm making it free, is essentially to see, right? To kind of take the pressure off of myself. Because, like, if someone were to buy this, right? If I were to do a Kickstarter right now, for example, or something along those lines. For one thing, I'm so far out that, like, I'm not going to do that because I just don't feel comfortable taking people's money when it's so far out. But the other reason is because, again, this isn't a traditional story, right? This is a bit of a different story. Well, I appreciate that, Brunner. I'll try to keep the quality as high as I can while I make stuff happen here. This chapter is going to be really tough because I'm going to get into other concept art here of, like, interiors and stuff, and you'll see why. There's a reason why I'm doing concept art for the first time in a while. That's the hope, Kahuna. The hope is that, like, in doing something different, I'll catch on to something unique and a very fun experience. I've noticed that the kind of response I get from people in regards to my work is, I didn't understand it, but I was intrigued nonetheless. I was enthralled nonetheless. And if I can give a little bit more than that, if I can give that extra layer of, okay, now you can get it, I will give you the full context, at least as much as you need, then I think I can make something really cool, hopefully. I might do several iterations of her hair, figure something out. Because, I mean, I want it to be kind of disheveled and uneven because she's just literally she's cutting it for like the first time ever with a, like fish knife, basically, is what it would be. So it's not gonna be, fancy, to say the least. Her poncho, on the other hand, if I want to go with the poncho, very sharp chin. It's technically made out of sailcloth. Sort of. Probably like tattered sailcloth, honestly. Just to make the pose a little bit easier. Might actually, hold on. What would it look like if I cut across? I think it needs to be more. You know what? I have an idea. Let's keep that blank for now. Let's keep that really simple. And we'll play with it. Try the second hand here as well. What's this, Pugsford? This is some concept art for a comic I've been working on. If you're interested in checking out what it's for, there should be a link down below to the rest of the story called The Blind King. You can check out the art, check out the story, it's free. And I'm trying to figure out outfits for the main character going forward into the third chapter. As things are changing. Part of me, I know how I'm gonna do this, but I believe that this would be more along the lines of this. So this poncho is going to be much bigger And actually, the head hole is going to be pulled back, basically. Yo, Readout. Good to see you. Would appreciate a like from Al. So we're actually gonna bring this way down here. The idea behind the poncho is protection from the sun. So it's a very light material. So is that I once played on a lute to a blind man? There, Kahuna? From the Name of the Wind. Funny enough, my friend actually bought that, but we were in a thrift store one time. It's one of his favorite books, and he saw it, and he was like, I'm going to buy this book for you so that you can, at some point, read it. And I have it sitting. It's on my to-read list. And, yeah, I'll be getting to that one at some point. That's funny. So I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for that line. I actually really like that. Yeah, okay. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with the hair some. So, tell you what, actually. Not to overhype. I've heard it's really good, so I am looking forward to reading it. But I have been reading a series I've been needing to finish for over 10 years now. I fell out of, it's really bizarre. I really enjoy the book. I really enjoy the series, but for whatever reason, I fall out of reading it. And it, I just fall out of reading. I don't know why. Because I really enjoy reading. I enjoy it more than, watching stupid videos when I'm drunk. But for some reason, I just don't stick to it. So I gotta finish that book before I jump on any others. And yeah, I can't wait to finish that book because, like I said, I've been reading it for over a decade. I've been reading that series. It's the last one in the series too. It's called The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. It's an older sci-fi or older fantasy series, and really changed my perspective on how to portray power in a serious sense. In it is a concept called the paradox of power, where the more you have, the more power you have, the less or the more helpless you feel. I feel like that is something that's all too often glossed over in American history. Is the both the Spanish American and Mexican American. You don't really hear about those a whole lot. Let's try something a little bit more. That's a little too rock star, but I'll finish it out here. It's not quite that short, I would say. I guess it's short, but not super short. Yeah, there's some really crazy stuff. Give her a mohawk now. Like every other character ever in this day and age. Besides, the thing is that this is the first time, one, she's ever cut her hair, but two, she's ever seen herself. She doesn't even know what she's looking at yet. So let's try something. She used to have really long hair. A little bit more based on her previous. What, spoiler? Not if you read the comic. You should totally do, because it's free. And for this... I probably should be looking at what her hair used to look like to give myself a concept. I'll do that here soon. Whoops. Whatever. Let's see. Well, at the end of the day, you watch these streams, you're going to get some more insight into the story than you typically would, because I like talking about it. What am I doing? I'm gonna go find... junk. I'm gonna find the first time I drew her hair, actually. Which should be this page. Honestly, I should probably have like a display of... Nope, it's the next one. A display... Ah, dang it, why did I close that? Of the comic off to the side so people can see the pages and stuff like that. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, so this was the first time I drew her hair. It actually comes from the top there, I guess. That's good. Truth be told, here's what I should do. I have the sub view for those. There we go. So that'll be off to the side. And I'll move this over so that you can see what we're... I probably should kind of touch up my stream layout a little bit so that I don't have to constantly move that back and forth. That'd be nice. Okay, so ideally, in reality, the hairline would be at the top. Oh, nice, readout. Which one did you get? Did you get the King in the Wall then? That's 2 beetles. I don't care for that. Yeah, no, that's one of my favorites as well. Really happy that people really like that one. Funny enough, I actually have a print of that myself. I need to get hung up because I really like that piece. Yeah, you did. It's kind of funny. I'm back and forth as to whether or not I was like, I can't remember whether or not I was trying to draw samurai. That piece kind of just happened. It was really funny. It was very spur of the moment, and I really like how it came out. At the end of the day, yeah, he probably is a samurai then. I just called it the Golden Swordsman. Looks like a crow. Interesting. Yeah, I've got old pieces of artwork I need to get framed, honestly. I only have a handful of them framed as is. So I've got a lot of frames I need to buy, and, you know, that's... Frames can get expensive, man. Okay. Before we do this... Oh, I really want to figure her hair out. So if that gets cut up, then it's going to be that. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Maybe something along these lines. I might need to get some second opinions from people down the line. See what that looks like. I actually kind of like that. So I might build off of that. It's kind of like this one, only a little bit more natural. All right, we'll go with that for now. Let's go ahead and now focus on body here. So actually, this is probably actually Hey, what's up, Soapy? It's good to see you. How you do? Let me see here. Waste be there. Something like that. Okay. See what we can do for this. I didn't bother rendering the feed. Tell you what, I like the poncho, but let's do some variants here. Let me just do body. $440 subs, nice, man. You're gonna animate again? Let's go. Maybe one of these days I'll join you. But I've got a comic to make. Does feel good to be drawing this character again. That being said, in I really do miss animating. Where did the summer go? I was gonna do so much. I'm actually pretty happy with what I got done over the summer now, all things considered. Released a second chapter, took a nice break. This is the such wrong way to do arms. But that's okay. Because we're not actually... Let's see here. Plan on learning basic animation? Nice. Yeah, right now is actually a very good time to be looking at getting a computer because prices for things are actually pretty dang low, which is nice. So if you're thinking of doing it, now is definitely the time. Let me see if I can remember how human bodies work here. Not like that, that's for sure. Hold on. I really should just redraw all this. Yeah, that's how it goes, honestly, so get it while you can. Arms are slightly long. Slightly long. I'm just gonna pretend I know how to draw humans again. Boy, not remembering, that's for sure. Really, I've been needing to do more anatomy studies to get back into good habits. So this is a good first step towards that. How does the arm connect? The shoulders are way too high. I see. Okay, so that's the problem here. Yeah, these arms are way too long. This is why you build your structure over things, not just build the structure. And now the neck is kind of beginning to show the weakness of my anatomy, my sense of anatomy. This is not looking right. Hold on, I need to redo this. Let's go back. I need to remember the shapes more so than the actual. That's the structure we're working off. That goes for the shoulders as well. Let's work on the arms here. Her arms are really skinny. There we go. That's better. Let's cut in. That's not right. That should. There isn't going to be that much definition to her shoulder or her arm. So that's actually going to slope right in. There we go. That's better. Sure, polygons. There's nothing more attractive than polygons. I don't know. You talk to people who played the original Tomb Raider, I guess you'll find that, but that's more correct. The elbow actually comes more towards the side. There we go. I'm remembering how to draw people-ish, kind of. Again, we're just gonna pretend. Really, I just need a base structure so that I can do outfits. I had to figure out what the world her build is. That arm isn't right. Okay, we'll go with that, and then neck. Technically, her shoulders should be more sloped, like so. And subsequently, this be not as high up. This will actually just cut in like so, not as high up. Looks like she's wearing a crop top or something. So we're not gonna do. All right, Kahuna. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Let's do some kind of basic. That's. I probably really should redo the upper body. 1 second. Let's think here. So this is the rib cage. Ribs go like this. Actually, there we go. In, down, in, down. Sits on top. That. Come on. Okay. Pants aren't gonna be that low, actually. They are going to be folded out. She'll probably be wearing like a thin sash or something. Yeah, perhaps she'll have the sash tucked up. Just to kind of differentiate it. Learn how to do 4 in hand? Not sure I'm familiar. I think I actually do like 3 the most. Honestly, and it makes the most sense for her. Yeah. Alright. Now that we have that, let's move this. And let's think about the kind of stuff that she would wear. Could do just essentially a like tunic kind of thing. Been an hour already? Dang. Where you hold 2 bells in each hand, and if you turn it at a different angle, you play a different bell. Yeah, I guess I've never heard of that. And we'll go ahead and do bell here. Why am I doing this on the same layer? Kinda dumb of me. I don't know. Okay. All right. There are elements of this that I actually do kind of like, so I'm gonna try something else. Let's go ahead and take you again. And what we're gonna do this time is new layer, monochrome, control B. And now what we can do is we can draw the blue layer on top, and this time it'll be a short sleeve kind of, or better yet, really short sleeve. So here, folded out. So. And there. That. And then around here, we're going to have a belt. Let's make it a wide belt. And basically, from here, the rest of the outfit is going to be like tucked up, basically. I gotta remember how this works again. This will be really fun to have to draw if I decide I want to do this design. Basically tucked up around the belt. It's here. so here. Maybe this isn't working out the way I wanted it to. I like the simplicity of the poncho still. What up, Blake? How you doing? Came from Saka's server. Excellent. Dude does some pretty dang good work. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's been real busy doing other stuff. Yeah. Funny enough, I came from Twitch because I didn't much care for how it was going. And I've been enjoying my time on YouTube, surprisingly enough. Let me rethink this, actually. I'm gonna redo this, because I do like the idea of her having kind of a longer coat and it being tucked up when she's working. Keep it out of her way. Do I have a Discord server? I technically do, but I really don't use it, to be honest. It's not something I put a whole lot of effort into. I'll post things there every now and again, but the best way to kind of keep up with me is subscribing, to be honest. I'll post like community stuff and like the not polls but posts and stuff like that when something's up. But I stream most Tuesdays and Thursdays anyway. Most of the time when I post, it's to say, oh yeah, I won't be making it this Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. Discord isn't really something I want to be building up, just personally. I don't really feel like running a whole server and stuff. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Technically, I could throw you a link if you want. Just let me know. But like I said, I don't really do a whole lot on it, so it's literally just like announcements and stuff like that. Okay, let me think here. So if the robe itself comes down about here and tucks over. About right. Honestly, that's a little too fancy. Because, yeah, I like the simplicity of this. I don't care for the fanciness of this. This is a little too fancy. Looks too, important. She's out in the desert, living with a vagabond, pretty much. So let's rethink this here. Let's give her a cord. Just a very simple cord. She uses to manage it. And then there. How would this work? Technically, here's what I could do. Is actually have the robe more or less actually fold over. And then what would that look like? It would actually fold over. It would come back up. So, and then underneath as well. I guess this would be there. A little bit underneath. This would be a little bit longer. Fold out. I don't care for that though. That doesn't look good. I really want to figure that out. So let's give it another shot here. Go back to the belt idea, but keep it simple. work. So she would pull it up, tuck it in like so. Have doesn't give me the look that I'm going for, though. I think I know why. Technically, make it more punched out this way. So let's try kind of pushing that right now. And the back would technically be as well. Actually go along like that. And I should, I wonder if I can make it all. Something like that. There we go. Maybe this is the poncho. Give that a shot. Something along those lines. Fix that, and then Oh, come on. Yo, how's it going, Iron Age? Let me know if the stream goes down. We're back to our old habits. I actually might just, I'll jump here. Back to blanking. We are back to blanking here. Gonna jump ship over to. I don't know if that would get me dinged. Yeah, whatever. We'll keep playing this. Yeah, just let me know if it goes down. I actually really do like that. Lazy visuals, bloated dialogue. Yeah, it's a Bethesda game. What do you expect? Heard good things about it overall, though. So, personally, I'm still not really like looking for a game like that. I don't know. I haven't been in the mood for big games for a long time, honestly. Dang, that says something. Although I guess the previous openings weren't too bad. I haven't seen the opening myself, so I wouldn't know. Yeah. For the fun of it. I'm gonna do something drastic. Oh, whoops. Let's grab this hair and see what she looks like. Yeah, I do actually quite like that hair, to be honest. Let's see. To be honest, I'm more excited about Skyblivion than I am just about any other AAA title, to be honest. Actually, let's do. So this is kind of bunched up, but if we do this, then we can actually have look like visually the idea I was going to have where basically it's actually not fitted to her. Yeah, well, they're planning on having that released in 2025. We'll see if they make it. It'd be awesome if they did. That's a shame. It should be good by mid-2024. What, so is it mostly like the bugs that hold it back, did you say? Or is it more than that? Probably or something like... I really ought to put these both on the same layer now. Interesting. We're still live, so amazingly. Welcome back, Kahuna. We've done a little bit of development. I like this hair a lot better than this hair, honestly. This hair actually is more in line with that. I didn't quite like that. But it's not a poncho, so it can't be. Would there be a way to make it so that she is that tucked up? Kind of, but not really. So. Let's go ahead and select the layers. Go and save this under chapter 3, which doesn't have a title now that I think about it. I'll just call it that for now. I will say, from what I saw design-wise, it didn't really spark my imagination, that's for sure. Doesn't make it the future. Yeah. Let's do one more. And then I'll probably call it a day. I just realized I didn't take this. Yeah, that is the best hair. 4 isn't really an option. I was gonna do one more, but meh. This, let's do you again. This time, let's kind of go with this sort of. Although that doesn't work, does it? Well, no, it can if she's wearing. That'd be a little weird though. Actually, I don't need to have this one because I already have one over here. Let me think though. Honestly, a lot of character design nowadays doesn't really do anything for me. Doesn't really spark my imagination. I think a big part of that is the sense of practicality nowadays just is so bent around too much the visual like these visual standards that we've invented for ourselves, rather than like, okay, what would this character actually look like? What would they actually be carrying on them, right? Because it's like, yeah, throwing feathers on a character who's wearing like fur and shoots a bow is okay, cool and all, but like it's been done about half a dozen times, if not more, and it's very clear that you're not actually being inspired by anything like other than visuals, if that makes sense. Which at the end of the day, if it's someone's design philosophy, then like whatever, you know. But it just, to me, it's really boring. I don't really care for that. Let's think about the poncho again here. Let's see if we can add a little more interest. So if she was wearing this, what were kind of the mentality I go through when I think of character is, okay, what kind of like trouble would she have, especially with the work that she would be doing? Previously, her previous outfit was like for the sake of the order. Like it's more a symbol than like basically like usability. So that was the nature, that was the logic behind her previous outfit. This is like she is now on her own. Oh, whoops. Oops. Dang it. Doing her own thing, and now has to like work in a completely different environment. Bastion was relatively comfortable and was kind of set up for her. You know, she's out in the desert with some crazy dude and with a harpoon. So, gotta make your own comfort, make your own system. So, the one thing would be is like, she can't have any kind of like thing to tuck anything in. It would just kind of sit over her. What's an art style that grew on you over time? Truth be told, 90s anime. 80s and 90s anime. I used to not really care for it. And there are still certain aspects of the design that I don't care for. But the line art, the color, a few other things about it, I've learned to really appreciate. There's actually a lot there that I can actually appreciate, depending on the series, of course. But yeah. It's kind of funny. When I was growing up, I was basically adamantly like, yeah, no anime. I think it's stupid. What's this Naruto kid crazy? What's it, you know? But after discovering that there's a whole world beyond that sometimes has some stuff that's pretty cool, I was like, okay, that's neat. Let me think here. Oh yeah, I need to design her mask as well. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do for that. Well, that would be a whole lot simpler than this, but this is a lot more interesting and would allow for more variation as she's like changing what she's doing. Yeah, yeah, One Piece isn't my favorite in terms of look, but I understand the practicality of it from an artistic standpoint. Like at the end of the day, he made a cartoon because it was easier to draw, and just like that's how in 20 years you make a 1,400 volume comic without, you know, keeling over. So I totally understand that in terms of practicality, but yeah, it's not my favorite visual style. For the most part, I will say like character design isn't my favorite from Japan, generally speaking. But I really like the backgrounds, especially in the 90s, the really painted backgrounds, their sense of mechanical designs are always very strong. So there definitely are some things. But I'll never look at it and feel impressed. I mean, I'll be impressed by the sheer scale of it all, that's for sure. But I get what you're saying. I'm very much the same way. It just doesn't rope me in the same way it does for other people. Funny enough, as much as I make fun of Naruto, Kishimoto can draw. The dude can absolutely draw, like really well. You look at some of his illustrations and stuff like that for the pages, and there is some serious stuff going on, especially with pose and composition and panel layout and stuff like that. Very strong sense of design in those regards. So I'll 100% give credit where it's due on that. Bright orange, yeah. Very ninja. Bright orange suit. Let's go ahead. Let's see what that looks like. Yes, honestly, that series is very impressive. Just overall in general. Truth be told, it's funny because it is a shonen, but it really doesn't feel like one, and I think it kind of saves it, to be honest. I really don't care for shonen. And then, you know, I sit back and I remind myself, oh yeah, this is literally the genre for 14-year-old kids. No surprise there, I suppose. But it feels like it was meant to be a same. Honestly, yeah, that's true. It really doesn't fall into pretty much any of the typical shonen tropes. Maybe this is what she starts with. Something like this is what she like starts with, and then she gets like an outfit like this after making it herself, like something more comfortable. Because like this is like canvas basically. Or wait, where is it? This is like canvas basically, right? This is like sailcloth. It's not meant to be worn, so it's rough against the skin. So maybe that's how this would go. It's light and it'll protect her from the sun. But yeah. I think just you know, it's one of those things where it's the kind of advice that I give people. It's not write what you know, it's write what you want to know, right? Go out of your way to learn about things so that you better understand it and can put it down. You can learn anything, right? It's the same way that it's the same reason why men can write really good women, right? If you understand the perspective, if you understand who you're writing about, then that's the key. It's not this invention, this pure invention, right? Oh, what would I do in this situation, right? No, you're making a person. And so I think when you get someone who really kind of understands that, it doesn't really matter. And so you get someone who catches those nuances, really understands people more than just, you know, kind of a self, like reflection on the self, as it were. Okay. Honestly, I really like this one. And maybe this is more of what it looks like when it's down. Let's see. I am drawing a little bit from Asian styles, a touch. That's for sure. Just stuff I've seen. But there's an ambiguity I want to have, both because like it's not meant to feel like any one culture. It's meant to feel like it's been developed kind of on its own. But you know, you can draw from stuff that works, right? Technically, what I really probably should be drawing from is Middle Eastern attire. So longer sleeves and the thinner clothes and stuff like that. Technically, this isn't necessarily what you would want to wear out in the sun, right? Because it leaves a lot of skin exposed. But there is another factor to that where basically it's in the story. There is a it's kind of like a dust that the guy has, the rook has, and it's a very light tone. It's like chalk. It's like a lot like chalk, and she basically uses that, covers it with her skin, and basically protects her skin. And it's the way that instead of using water to like clean herself and stuff like that, that's what's used as well, because it kind of binds with dirt and gets it off. So kind of does two things in one, which I think is something, I could be wrong, but I think that's something that the Aborigine do in Australia, where they use the kind of this white paint, and I think that's actually, I don't know entirely what that's the significance of that. I'd be curious, actually. Be interesting to look into that. But that's what put that in my head was, oh, maybe you could use some kind of like white film to create a barrier against the sun. Let me go ahead and do some mask stuff now for the fun of it. Yeah, not that. So, in theory, she would have one of his masks. He has ones with 4 lenses. Well, it's already too late. She lost the mask. And his is sort of based on her, the face of her. Kind of the idea behind this mask is that it's protection as well. But honestly, I haven't actually drawn this mask in a long time. Technically, I drew it. Technically, I drew it at the end of the chapter. Something like that. Or what would he have lying around for as more or less a the idea of her having a unique mask compared to him. Plus, I don't know how well this mask would work considering the lenses. Not exactly designed for her eyes. Yes, something like that. Or would he have a mask of the East? Maybe. That would be kind of, what would that, boy? Would that work? That's a more ceremonial mask. Basically, the mask of the characters at the beginning, the first chapter, the Men of the East, from the Eastern Deserts, come to try to take her away and all that kind of stuff. The mask worn by the ambassador or the speaker, the emissary, whatever he would be. That's a very like ceremonial mask, actually. In fact, a lot of like pretty much all of those guys, their masks are like ceremonial. They are. It's they're highly regarded. That was kind of the logic behind them. Well, let me see here. Let's see what I could perhaps do is and her mouth will be covered. That's one thing that actually is more significant than you would think. Her mouth will be covered. I don't know this. Hold on. I gotta rethink this. But obviously the practicality of this would be, this mask is to protect the face. So I need to be thinking in that regard. Let's see what happens. Nah. There's nothing really there. I'll have to really think about what her mask should look like. Maybe he makes one for her. Maybe. And technically, this is sort of like a respirator. Kind of. This is like filled with some kind of like fiber or something like that, basically to make breathing in the desert easier when there's a storm or something like that. That was kind of the logic behind the pointed tip. Although cloth would do that just fine now that I think about that, because sand is very grainy. So it probably would work regardless. I want to do at least one more mask, so let's try something. There was an old design idea I had. This is based on. This is what I actually based. Okay. Technically is kind of an Eastern style mask. Relevant to, or relative to my story. East. And would it be this simple? It would be fairly simple. Yeah, whatever. Let's just call it a day. That's kind of what I've kind of landed on myself. That's why I use masks so much, especially that's why they're so important in this story is there is a lot of significance to them. This idea of changing your face. And yet, like, it's this, as much the hidden identity that matters. If not more, right? There's always been something behind that, I guess, for me. Honestly, I mean, it looks kind of alien, but for one thing, it's too it's too much like the ambassador's mask, honestly. So, which I don't think helps the story out all that much. Be kind of interesting. Either way, let's go ahead and call it here. This was a pretty good stream. I don't think I ever went down, which is nice. Getting to be a little bit later. Let's see here. I like what I've got going on with her outfit. I like what I've got going with her hair. I'll put something on here. I'm tired. yeah, we're making progress though, which is nice. This actually makes me feel a lot better. I'm really looking forward to actually drawing her a lot more like this because um, kind of the point of the original outfit, you know, the cloak and everything like that was like to make her seem. This is gonna sound weird, but to seem less human. And now that she's kind of shed the mask and cloak, that perception is also going to change. And so this is a character that's going to be fun to kind of like explore that idea with. All right, well, let's see. I'll be back on Thursday, probably doing more concept stuff. I was hoping to get to some visual stuff for the boat, but we'll have to do that next time. That's going to be a lot of work. That's going to be the most work because I need to figure out what that's going to look like, and it is very detailed intentionally, so I want to really sell that. So some of the interior shots coming up are going to be pretty demanding, relative to even like if you look over here, you can see like really wide open spaces, like very sparse environments, very simple environments. I want to try to kind of like change that up um, into something a bit different. So, that being said, I'll be back on Thursday. Have a good night, all of you. At least I'm pretty sure I'll be back on Thursday. I'll let you guys know if I'm not, but I don't think anything's coming up. But yeah, thanks guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. We're making good progress. Harness your inner Mobius. Yeah, exactly. So gotta build up that conceptual endurance for interiors and stuff like that, man. Dude's crazy. Dude was absolutely nuts. Very impressive artwork. Anyway, have a good night, or day, or whatever it is for you. And I will catch you all later. See ya. Goodbye.